Heyo people! Well, maintenance this week was quite a kerfuffle. We thought perhaps they might drop the merge on us, but instead they dropped the Navea isolation patch. Kidding, of course, but as daily players like me will know, QA was sleeping on this one. I was planning to record it, but I was really embarrassed about all the text notes for videos that were on my desktop, so you'll have to live with this reenactment. Anytime you try to change channel, crash. Leave Navea, crash. Enter Guildhall, crash. Enter house, crash. Go back to character selection, crash. Some resourceful players that were stuck in Navea realized that if you enter Sky Tower, which was conveniently available that day, then close the game, it will send you back to the last map you did main quest on, so they were able to escape. And I mean, aside from crashes sucking, it extra sucked because they're running a special event in Navea. Well, we'll get there later. Fortunately, they were able to fix that on Friday morning, which is when the server started crashing. To my understanding, the channel change crash issues were across all servers, but the server-wide crashing was US only. Almost every hour, sometimes more than once, the game would go down, and every time it went down, it took about half an hour to come back up. We were seeing a couple crashes a week already before, but this was massively worse. It cleared up Friday night, and hasn't been down since as far as I'm aware. And look, this is a news update, so it wouldn't be right not to mention these problems, but it does seem to be under control now, so I think we can get to the real content. First up, and this is basically the only permanent adjustment in the patch, more dimension halls can now be done solo. The low-level ones up to 65 were already solo affairs, but they skipped 75, 85, 95, and then made only the S-level ones above that solo. On one hand, yay. On the other, why? Why'd they skip them? Anyway, if you see people recruiting for Dimension Halls now, it means they're a little too weak to handle it, or they are still working towards awakening, so lend a hand. I have submitted a ticket to confirm whether skipping the mid-game ones is intentional or will be fixed, so I'll keep you guys posted in the comment below if I get a response on that. But let's get to the limited events. The Cooking bonus and Fish King bonus drop event is over. The Stat, Mastery, and Envoy reset cost reduced to 1G event has also finally ended, and last patch's special events, the Lucky Star and Halloween Letter event, are also closed. This time we don't have any production or crafting bonuses activated, but we do have the Wishlist in Navea. This is the buff selection guide, where you can either choose the Guardian, Healer, or Attacker's Blessing, or you can go for the Augurs Wishlist box, where you don't get to choose your buff, but have a chance to get the Panacea, which is all three of the other buffs at the same time. If you're a Nightmare fan, Doom of Despair has been closed, and Ancient Cliff Temple, which is in Crescent Hill's Alabastron Temple, is now open. As usual, the debuffs are real, and the only thing you can get from this dungeon is the item needed to trade for lucky packs from the NPC Jackson outside. He's got orange quality mounts, accessory sets that have pen but aren't as good as Acne, and the fragments needed to craft the Ancient Temple Nightmare certificate in them. That certificate is a reusable 3-hour 3-point armor-piercing buff. Honestly, for how much it costs to make, and the kind of gear you need to pass this dungeon anyway, you are highly unlikely to need those 3 armor-piercing points, so craft at your own discretion. Olly is once again offering a chance to get some contract fragments in Vulture's Veil, not Navea as the patch notes say, but completing these quests alone, well, it says it's not possible. Prove me wrong. Sadly, the value of these contracts is debatable for the effort. Joint Battle offers Cute Simon fragments, and Core Crisis offers Happy Flower Girl fragments. These names might sound familiar, right? Yeah, because they offered Cute Simon or Happy Flower Girl free in the last big patch present they gave, except those packs gave you the gold tier, and this fight only offers a chance at a part of the orange tier. A lot of effort, not great contracts, none are archivable. I strongly suggest you save your time and pass. Now, on to the next event that you do want to do, the Thanksgiving event in Cacticara Forest. This one has 11 archivable items, so don't skip it if you're working on your costume archive. The first 2 parts are easy enough, no explanation needed, but for the last you have to use the powder on the approaching plants to take them down. If they reach the ferry, the quest will fail and you'll have to abandon it to try again. There's no indicator for how long you have to keep going, but just keep going and it will eventually finish. One small bonus is when you finish this quest, you'll get a small 3% monster kill experience buff for an hour. Just a little something. And finally, if you're a fishing enthusiast, that special event in Navea I mentioned at the start is a new daily Fish King event. At 9:59 p.m. every night, For 31 minutes, the legendary unique school of fish spawns in Navea. This fishy has various contents, but the main draw is King Yohime fragments, or Iki. King Yohime isn't a great buffer to use as an on-field Eidolon, but she's part of 3 excellent archives: Detail Damage, Pen, and All Stats Boost. To catch this king, you can use any level 70 orange tier king bait to get him, so just buy the cheapest one you can find, or farm ahead of time. In my endgame versatile set, the Fire Phoenix, and at level 16 fishing, it took me about 56 seconds from cast to cast, so if you have the same gear as me, 33 bait should be enough to ensure you can fish for the entire period. As for minimum gear, the person next to me was using Ocean Spray, the level 70 versatile set, and could catch them, just took quite a bit longer. If there's anyone with level 60 Poseidon or the orange tier level 60 Wise Master that wants to give it a shot, let me know in the comments how that went. That's it for patch content then. So, last note before we part for today. Yes, as of last maintenance, all Area and GameGo accounts can no longer be recovered. And with that out of the way, we are now counting days to the merge, which has been announced to take place on December 3rd. Make sure to stop by my channel on that date. Me and some dear friends have been planning a little something, and we are so excited to share. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.